Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your message. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for November 10th through the 11th. We are now in Mercury retrograde as well. Mercury Sagittarius in retrograde. Now, I feared this last year and had a lot of theories about it, and a lot of it kind of came true. And it's basically the same retrograde, and the same things are kind of happening. So we kind of know that it's best to stay on ground at this moment during this retrograde. It's best to stay grounded during this time because we are also Uranus and Neptune, or no, Uranus in Taurus during this particular time as we retrograde back into Taurus for a little while longer. Let's see what's in the cards for you today. I actually did not shuffle previous to your, starting to film. I got locked out and, for whatever reason, just felt like it was time to start recording. So let's find out what's in store for you. What's the message for today, November 10 through 11? Please check the description box down below for anything else you need to know. The 10 of Cups has been shown to signify splitting the deck. That's pretty amazing. I like that. That's family vibes. That's love, care, support. So first out, the Chariot's in reverse. This is past energy coming through. 7 of Cups. This 7 of Cups has been coming through all of the readings for so long now. And so long, I mean by quite a few readings. Not like maybe just 3. It just feels so long because 3 would be many days or maybe a week. You've been going through this understanding of options and opportunities and directions and paths. Maybe you're not feeling where you want to be. The Devil card here. This could be a relationship connection in regards to you have a lot of different options in different areas of your life or different types of connections. But deep down, there's something in regards to a type of intimacy that's not necessarily wanting to get to know you. This person just wants your body. There's a bit of attachment as well here in the past between you and this person or an individual or situation. But it provided a sense of control while you felt out of control. Or they did, however that works out for you. Could be thinking of a Capricorn or a Cancer in your past. We have the Knight of Swords in reversed. 7 of Swords in reverse. Oh boy. For the day, sabotage. Recklessness. You're reflecting on a particular time when everything was up in the air and you didn't know where you were going to be or how things were going to look or what your future was going to hold. But now we want to make sure that that's guarded. The World is in reverse. We got the Hermit in reverse as well. Okay, interesting. I'm kind of getting an energy of the past that maybe you felt controlled, manipulated, coerced, abused, maybe emotionally, whatever. Don't necessarily want to say physically, but that could be in there. But that was all in the past. The thing with that is, and why that's so prominent about the current situation, is all that led to how you were feeling about yourself now. You feel very small inside and that you're unable and capable. Here in the future, I see you really brightening up and glowing a lot more. 9 of Swords is in reverse. There's a lot of release of anxiety. It feels like as though you're releasing this connection, this individual, these people. 9 of Pentacles. Wow. This would be like writing the hater list and then seeing them as people who just have big insecurities and don't even like themselves, and see your happiness and envy it, and see what you've created for yourself and envy it and want it and wish they had that. And it's just like, the more that you recognize that, the more that you send it love, because you know how little and sad that they are inside. And it's really unfortunate because you wish they felt what you felt, what you know. There's this like a cognitive bias, I think it's called. I would like to look that up. Cognitive bias, where I think it's like where what we think and experience, we also believe other people are experiencing at the same time, when really it's not even the case. But because we live in our own reality and we care about ourselves so much, that's the case. So I do feel that as you go into the future here over the course of the next day or in a little bit, you're going to start seeing things for who and what they are, and the mask and the facade is off. You've given people in places and things a chance, and I feel like you start to be able to open your wings here in the future, because you start to feel more comfortable, safe, secure, open. Let's see what cognitive bias is. Cognitive bias. Is this actually a thing? Okay, great. A systematic error in thinking that affects how people process and interpret information, leading to irrational judgments and decisions. These unconscious biases are often a result of the brain's attempt to simplify information processing, but they can distort one's perception of reality and are predictable, consistent patterns of irrationality. Okay, so cognitive biases. What is an example of cognitive bias? One common manifestation of cognitive bias is the stereotype that women are less competent or less committed to their jobs. These stereotypes may linger in managers' subconscious, influencing their hiring and promoting. So yeah, it's based off of a belief that you believe about something, your own reality, and you frame everything through the lens. But as you release that lens and you take off whatever may be the rose-colored glasses and whatever perspective that you're in, and or they are in, you start to actually feel a lot more free here in the future. I love that for you, actually. The limiting beliefs that you have been told by other people, like gaslighting you into the small little bit that you are now, you're actually able to grow from this and become way bigger, and the shell that you're in, you no longer fit in, and so you actually can't be where you are, and so you actually end up having to move. Which isn't expressed here yet, but I do see that the sense of the glow up over the course of time will find a sense of stability within yourself, even though we might be through a Mercury retrograde, and the Uranus and Taurus energy was pretty volatile this past year. So we can expect a little bit more volatility as we go through a restabilization of that and finalize some final lessons that maybe we need to tie it up the loose ends on with that. Because the Uranus and Taurus energy will not be around for another 200 some years, I think it is. Then I'll have to go around the sun again. Let's see. I'll be a little accurate on that. Me being a Virgo, I'm a little bit of a fact checker. So let's see. No, it was Uranus. Well, it might be 85 years. But that's one transit, I think. Uranus transit. I guess, let's see. So each sign it'll take 21 years, 84 year cycle. Okay, yeah, roughly. That's what I was thinking. I think it's Neptune. No, it's Pluto. That's 200 years. Okay, fantastic. Let's find out the overall energy of this message today. First, you could be connecting with Cancer, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the World card, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Virgo energy with the Nine of Pentacles. Oh yeah, in the Hermit. Nice. I like this for you. Everything is just being left in the past. I like that. So Capricorn, Cancer, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius in the past. Virgo in the future. You're becoming whole and yourself again. You're seeing things for what they are, and you having the ability to really organize and plan your life of what it is that you'd like to experience for the rest of it. Whether it's having a couple cats, or becoming the artist you've always ever wanted to be, or actually finding that connection that you were always looking for, but with yourself first. So your overall energy today, we're going to use the Earth Woman Tarot. We'll get additional messages from the other decks to finish your message off today. Message from the universe, the overall energy of this message today from November 10 to the 11th is the 10 of Pentacles. OMG. Wow. One of my favorite cards. Legacy, and looking back at all that you created. And this is also, I would say, a pivotal moment in your life where people around you want to bring you down, but you shine brighter than the North Star. And they wish they had that. What is the challenge for those who are watching for today, whether you were expressed in the message today or the person you're thinking of was? King of Pentacles is the challenge. It's just never enough to go around, not enough time, need more money and more stability. The ego, the maybe working too much and trying to provide, but it's actually just escapism. Maybe it's when you have a lot and you've created this career, maybe you have gotten a decent amount of income and you don't need to do any extra side hustles. And it's not that you want the freedom that the side hustles could bring or the luxury. You're completely fulfilled, as I see with the 10 of Pentacles. But as a challenge with the King of Pentacles, it's almost like, but you like the chase. You like being put in the corner. You like to fight and prove and said, look what I made. Look what I did. And so sometimes I feel like with self-sabotage, self-deception, recklessness, falling into old ways of temptations and being tempted, but then putting that all away and awakening and realizing that you've been tearing your life apart just to rebuild and build and build. But what you could have been doing, or what they could have been doing, whoever it was, and or the situation, how you're resonating with this, just been exponentially growing all the time. Just never giving up and never stopping. But it may be just a slow growth, but never stopping and always continuing to build instead of tearing it down and building again, tearing it down and building again. Just continuing. Let's find out more about this King of Pentacles as a challenge. Thank you. King of Wands. Oh my gosh. The challenge is this person's ego ultimately as well. They have, well, either they've got money and it's making them lazy, they feel like they're attractive and so they don't do nothing and they just play video games or do whatever. They just self-soothe. They pacify. It's pacified, so it's almost like useless. So when you get into that level of comfort, there's, well, what's the purpose? And so I do feel like you see that this particular connection relationship, it might be just a dead end and it's not necessarily going anywhere. It's not fulfilling anything either because they feel like you have to serve them because they've gotten to quite such a level. And when you start to realize that you could set yourself free of that by saying no, you can create it for yourself because they're not going to love you in the way that you want, yet you still have to do that much work and or are expected. When you can just get it for yourself, then you still love yourself and you still do the same amount of work. Completely different outcome. And so I see quite the independence as you move forward. What's the outcome of this message for those who are here today, November 10th through the 11th? 6 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. feel like you go from nothing to receiving what you need exactly, but not more than that at this particular moment. And I like that. There's a caring energy here, there's an appreciation, there's reciprocation, there's a giving back, there's community. But, and the thing is with this, why the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse, is I also feel like the understanding that the growth of that is you can be on either side of the receiving of this and the giving of it. So where you see those who are maybe not necessarily there at the stage of community where you're at and mindset of where you're at, you send them love and you're the one giving to them. And when there's someone that's actually beyond where you're at and you actually notice that they're out there showing you what the community's about, you're receiving. And so I do feel like there is a lot that you're going to be giving to this because it's something that's actually giving back to you. And I like that because it means it's fulfilling at the same time. It's not that it's a commune, but I'm getting kind of that kind of energy where it's like everybody's kind of helping everybody. Let's find out additional messages here. What is the overall energy of this message? Yeah, that's off the table. What's the overall energy of this message? Thank you. But the Queen of Coins in reverse. Woman holding a coin in reverse and the Door to Spirit in reverse. So overall energy of this message, in accordance with the Ten of Pentacles, where I feel like someone actually has to close the door on a particular person who may actually I don't know how to say this, not be of good healthy mindset. And they don't value themselves. Because if they did, they'd be actually taking care of themselves instead of giving so much to everything else around them. But they consider that more important than themselves. It's very interesting. So then, this is kind of like the energy where you start to see how do I say this? The old things that you used to do when you were unknowing, young, didn't know any better, just kind of navigating the world. And you start to see that in others, and it actually healing those past mistakes that you went through. But by noticing this and seeing it, you start to realize just how good you got it where you're at. So in the current moment, the sabotage is stemming from childishness, unfortunately, immaturity, toxicity. They believe something in you that you're not, and they don't want to get to know a different you. And that's really unfortunate. Because they're not giving themselves a chance at a happier moment in the moment. It's just building resentment. And the only reason the resentment is there is because they can't control and or change it to what they want. But the thing is with that is you don't need to be around anybody and or connect with anybody that actually doesn't want the best for you. Why should you connect with and or give your haters any kind of juice and or low on you? Especially when they want to get above you, because that's how they see you. They don't see you as equals, as partners, as teammates, as co-workers, as colleagues, as whatever it is. They see you as competition. And so when you see that, you actually are able to set yourself free and understand that you are shining. You got nothing to worry about if people are worried about you like that. Must be doing something right. So then, how do they actually feel about you? In the Lovers Oracle? Passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at the present and enjoy it. Yeah, they're kind of, I feel, jealous. Because this card tells me that they want to, or no, that they see you in a particular way. Because passion is high energy, short-lived. Oh, I'm so passionate about my job. I'm so passionate. And it's like, what does that even mean? Because when it's a bad day, are you passionate about your job? No. The difference is desire. Do they desire to treat you right? Or are they just passionate about you? Do they desire to want to be a good person even on the bad days? Do they desire to love you and be the best partner for you even on the bad days? But does the passion fade on the bad days? Passion is not there. Is it passionate on the bad days? I don't think so. But you can still have desire even on the bad days. So how do you feel about them? Bottom of the deck underneath. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful and you can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. This is in terms of this passion card. So even through the bad times. So through the, this is not a card that we're going to be taking right now. What is the energy of how you feel about them? Deep in your heart, you already know the answer and do what feels right. Well, if what feels right is getting away from this, do that. If what feels right is exploring this and getting more curious about where it's going to go, then do that. Both are not wrong answers. It's just a matter of what do you want to experience. It's kind of like at the beginning of each day, you can wake up and be like, what can I do? Should I go to the ski resort? Should I go for a walk, take in the sights? Should I do a spa activity? Or should I literally just sleep? Do what feels right. If it doesn't feel right to spend a ton of money, don't do it. If it feels right because you blank whatever reason, I don't want to say because you deserve it or because you earned it or whatever it is, whatever your justification is for whatever it is, then do that. If doing what feels right is humanitarianism and philanthropy, do that. Any and every path is available to you at this moment because you're allowing yourself to then forget and let fall away what doesn't even matter anymore. And so it does. So, what is our advice for today using the power of surrender cards? We got a couple of cards here. Surrender, frustration. We were talking about resentments at the very beginning or around the middle of the message. Surrendering the frustration is actually affecting you more than it's affecting them. So when you're frustrated, you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, you're resenting, or whatever it is, when you let it go, you let them live in your own shit. Surrender to inner peace, that's what I was talking about. We want you to be happy, free from anything that anybody's trying to make you feel. And surrender to joy. Through seeing the brightest of all things, you become a star in your own right. And it's contagious. But it also makes people angry, unfortunately, because people want the happiness that you have and they don't understand why you're so happy because they see their life through poo-colored glasses, which is super unfortunate because they can just take the glasses off. They don't have to do that. They could clean them. So that is your message for today. I hope you received the love and light that you needed for this wonderful Monday, and I'll see you when I see you next.